boys sent me this morning. I had Dave Sabino double check this for me because I wanted to double check these facts, make sure we was on point. Let me read something to y'all real quick. It wasn't until 2009 that no NFL players stood for the national anthem because players actually stayed in the locker room as the anthem played. The players were moved to the field during the national anthem because it was seen as a marketing strategy to make the athletes look more patriotic. The United States Department of Defense paid the National Football League $5.4 million. $5.4 million between 2011 and 2014, and the National Guard $6.7 million between 2013 and 2015 to stage on-field patriotic ceremonies as part of military recruitment budget line items. And that's why
military recruitment budget line items. They basically paid all that money for. See, this is why I tell people the NFL is fixed. Like the NFL is fixed. He said this happened in 2009. They started doing that. The players didn't stand for the national anthem. It happened until 2009. They stayed in the locker room, and now they come out during the national anthem because they're paid to come out by who? The government. Like in order for to seem patriotic, so people will do what? Join the war machine, go into the military, get sent overseas, get killed. Send their mother and father a dang flag to put over your body, and to act like it's some type of no, it's murder. Like it's some type of patriotism because you fought for America. No, and they're just sending more and more young bodies out there to the meat grinder. You guys know that I'm a military veteran. You guys know that some of my friends went over there and some did not come back. One of my dudes was telling me about he went over there and how his couple of friends in his unit got their head blown off, one got their leg blown off. Yo, it's really that deep. Like the NFL is fixed, the NBA is fixed. But when you hear the evidence, when you hear the downright evidence of how crooked the government is and how deep they are in making you watch that garbage, just so you can send your child to get their head blown off in some country against some people that we really have no fight against. Like we don't know what they did. Listen, how many Muslims have ever killed somebody in your family? Even got into a fight? How many just Muslims, like Muslim people, like Middle Eastern, so-called Middle Eastern? That's what white people call it, but it's not really Middle Eastern. But we'll just say Middle Eastern Muslims. How many do you know of that's just you got into it with? Don't worry, I'll wait. Now, how many of you have got into it with white people? Or the police? Think about that. Think about when they call them terrorists and we're over there taking their oil, killing their men, women, and children. Think about that. Think about how many, listen, how many people have died by the hands of the police here recently? Because we just had a 13-year-old shot and killed yesterday here where I live. Okay, so how many of you have either known somebody get beat up or killed by the police, or have just been wrongfully accused by the police, or you got some people in jail right now? Right now. See what I mean? Like this, like it's so deep. Like the NFL, man, that's why I don't watch none of those games, man. He said this happened in 2009. He's correct. They pay all that money to have people stand up so they can look patriotic. Listen, when I went into the military, I'm going to tell you how they got me in the military. For one, I was really interested in going. But for two, the recruiters would come out and stand in our hood. They would stand there, military dressed down, 9, 10 o'clock at night, standing there. Like, what's up? Looking at us. Full Army gear. Not rucksack, and I'm talking about their uniforms they had to wear to work, the recruiters. So they really wanted us to know that they were there. You know what I mean? They wouldn't hide nothing. We're here to recruit you, and they know. See, it look, they know that we just weren't gonna knock or walk in the door, especially in the hood where we were. Just don't walk in the door to recruiter and like, yeah, I'm ready to go. They had to come out and get us. They had to talk to us about it. Now, usually recruiters don't go into the hood. They did where I come from because they knew. For one, they knew where a bunch of young bodies were. They knew that. They knew where a bunch of young, strong bodies were because we were out in the street running. It was none of that stay in the house stuff. We was out in the street running, wrestling, fighting, chasing girls, whatever. We did everything outside. There was no Xbox. We didn't play that. We was outside playing Spider-Man and the Hulk and playing football on glass fields. If you get cut, you just get cut. We was out there. We played football on concrete, tackle football, in the snow on concrete, and there was very little snow. We didn't. There was no tag. There was no, oh, you might get hit. No, we was out there. That's what made us tough. You know what I'm saying? I'm 49 years old, people. You know what I'm saying? I'm 49. Last week I bench pressed 305. Okay? It's nothing to brag about, but it's saying that my health is, I'm not the healthiest dude on earth, but for somebody my age, I have what they call sustainability. I have sustained my strength, and I have a rotator cuff injury. I had an operation on it. I got hit by a car, so my back is jacked up. You know what I'm saying? My knees are jacked up. I had an operation on my foot. You know what I'm saying? When I was in the military, I got hurt. You know what I'm saying? All that. But nonetheless, just because we were out in the elements like that, it allowed us to stay strong, to have longevity when it comes to strength. So I'm just saying, like this whole thing with Colin Kaepernick, man, like he's right, is deep. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna get to this. Here's a story of these Texas youth football team continue to protest the anthem despite death threats. Now they're threatening these young African American gentlemen because they're doing what Colin Kaepernick did. I mean, they're like protesting it. They're protesting it, and they're like, we agree that black people, or excuse me, that people are being treated unfairly, especially African Americans, and they're being slaughtered in the street, and there's just no justice. People are going on administrative leave. The police are going on administrative leave. Not white cops. Not white cop, not just black cop, not just Asian cops, police. They're going on administrative leave. And, Colin Kaepernick has, the one person was like, oh, it's just a fad, it'll burn out. It's just like, no, you got to understand, when you see 9, 10-year olds making a movement, taking a movement like this, do you think these kids are just going to let that burn out? This is our future you're looking at. These kids are protesting now. They're going to keep protesting because the more and more news that they see, social media, like I was talking about how powerful it is, the more social media that they see of children who look like them or family members who look like them being slaughtered and by people who don't look like them, and they're going on vacation, these kids are going to become more and more rebellious to the system. And they're exactly right, because they know any given Sunday it could be them. They could be here today and gone tomorrow. I don't know what grade these kids are in. 11-year-old, one kid is 11-year-old. Like I said, there's a 13-year-old boy just got killed here by the police. Now, I ain't gonna say the little boy was an angel. They was out there doing wrong. Nonetheless, there was no, I don't know what protocol the police used. All I know is the boy is dead. That's all I know. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. So it's just a mess, and it's deep, people. The NFL is fixed. The NBA is fixed. There's no more unity. There's no more team. There's no more none of that. The person that's on your team is playing for somebody else next week. Tomorrow, it's just not even, it's not the same anymore. It's just fixed to get you to watch the stupidity of it. It's your boy Tone 202. I'm out.